Now, before you say, Kevin, you just want to build a strip club. Shut up.
Placeholder introduction. Alright. Ah!
So, there are two things I love in this world. Theme parks and video games. Oh. Yeah, you're third place. You eat my pants. Okay, alright. I actually have to do something. Can you give me like 15 minutes? Okay, see ya. Anyway, Universal Studios is currently building a Nintendo-themed land for their theme parks. I am so excited. Rarely is my Nintendo and my theme park boner just fully erect. I think I'm extra excited to see what Nintendo's planning, not only because I'm already emotionally connected, but also after the boom of theme parks in the 80s and 90s, Disney had a pretty solid monopoly on anything that was related to themed entertainment. And this stayed the same pretty much until 2010, when Universal hit it out of the park with Harry Potter World. Harry Potter World is so good. I'm having a stroke. Not only was Harry Potter doing more interesting things than Disney was at the time, it showed people that Universal could compete with Disney on an immersive level. So, combining Nintendo's commitment to quality and Universal's ability to just write checks, there's a massive potential to once again make Disney look like an afterthought. Not that I think the Disney parks necessarily deserve that, but your boy's always here to watch some good old-fashioned corporate competition. That being said, I wrote down some ideas for rides. And I try to keep all my ideas either derived from theme park staples or half-baked Disney ideas that I think could be improved upon. And with that being said, to quote Mario himself, let's go! No, I will cut that out later. First, we've got the Legend of Zelda Adventure Maze. So when California Adventure first opened up, due to the large space and the smaller budget, they had a hard time just generating content. So Disney built Bountiful Valley Farms, which was just like a maze of Californian livestock and agriculture. It was boring as hell. And people understood that it was supposed to be slower paced and more educational, but it's California Adventure's opening day and you're asking me to look at the history of tractors. But I still really like the idea of a maze. And what classic franchise is more maze-like than Zelda? But here's the thing, I really want to emulate the feeling that these franchise gives off. And to me, Zelda represents equal parts adventure and getting lost. So for this one, regardless of ability, intelligence, or size, everyone is dropped in a huge maze. There's no clues and there's no context on where specifically to go. However, there is one old man with tools that'll help you, but just like the game, good luck finding him. Let me tell you, this maze is hard, and that's the point. It's not your county fair maze. It's more like the Triwizard Tournament. Your friend might die. Now during Halloween, it'll be reskinned as Metroid. Now, the Metroid one's gonna be a little more straightforward, but be careful because just like Metroid, there's gonna be one room that you just get stuck in, and that's it. What is this? Where do I go? What do I do? How? Where? Why? But there is hope because outside, for sale, there'll be strategy guides. And this is super lucrative because I don't think I've played a single Metroid or Zelda game where I haven't been excessively Googling the entire time. Don't give me that look, you haven't either. None of us have, it's impossible. Science has proven it. Okay, so next is the Bayonetta Bar and Lounge, and this one's by far my favorite. So in the late 80s, Disney opened up a plaza called Pleasure Island, and it was geared toward teenagers and adults. Describing it sounds stupid, but people really loved it. But it didn't really fit the identity of the new park going into the 2000s, so newly appointed CEO Bob Iger shuts it down and essentially just turns it into another downtown Disney. Now, Universal Studios has City Walk. Personally, I think it's just a mess because of the weird mix of brands, designs, and advertisements. There's a light-up monkey with huge screens and a hat store next to a steakhouse. It kind of looks like if they put an 8-year-old in charge of designing a plaza, but then when they were looking at the blueprints, they noticed that there's dinosaurs and robots on it, and so they just quietly changed it to something more realistic. But if I was in charge, I would try to tie in more themed attractions and restaurants so it can relate more to Universal itself. And if Universal is going to compete with Daddy Iger and the rest of Disney, they have to prove to people that they are willing to do what Disney won't. It's the theme park equivalent of what Sega did to Nintendo in the 90s. Enter Bayonetta and her adults-only bar and lounge. A place for adults. And only adults. If you haven't played Bayonetta, it's about a femme fatale witch who hunts angels with guns strapped to her heels. She is as awesome as she is obnoxious. But the most iconic aspect of the game is Bayonetta herself. She's basically Chun-Li meets Catwoman. And as you can see, she really sells her charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. So Bayonetta is going to be the main show. For this lounge, we're going all out. Alcohol, pyrotechnics, Bayonetta-themed burlesque numbers, drag queens in the highest heels. And this is a classy joint. Tickets are expensive. I'm talking like dinner at the Blue Bayou prices. The Blue Bayou is the Pirates of the Caribbean restaurant, the one inside the ride. It's too expensive. Ooh. Prices are high. Moving on. Next, we got the Splatoon Ink Station. What theme park is complete without face paint? But instead of painting animals or boring Disney characters, two kids will grab super soakers of paint and just go to town on each other. I don't know why this sounds objectively fun to me. Like, imagine paintball, but a version that's not horrifyingly painful. Where do I sign up? Like, which sounds more fun? Getting to spray your friend down with paint in a facility? Or getting a Disney-fied caricature drawn of you? Who was the first person in history to draw something like this and said, yeah, this deserves to be sold? And then some other pervert came along and said, I want to hang that on my daughter's wall. Here's my money. No. No. There's so many layers of dysfunction there. I mean, look, if you've ever purchased a caricature, I don't want you to feel bad. I do, however, want you to take the caricature off the wall, keep it with you, all the way to your therapist's office so they can diagnose exactly what's wrong with you. Okay, so this is going to be my last idea. It is a little bit of a cop-out, but I don't care. It's still great. It's the Star Fox Tours. Man, Star Tours is so cool. I'm not a fan of Star Wars, but that ride makes me want to be. That's how good it is. That ride is so good that the first thing they premiered with Galaxy's Edge is a retooled version of Star Tours, but with the Millennium Falcon. And that's what we gonna do. It's Star Tours, but with a Star Fox skin on it. It's just CGI animals in the place of star people. The C-3PO animatronic can just be covered in a frog costume. Boom, it's Slippy. It'll be great. And it is kind of shocking at how well these properties fit together. They're both based on space adventures. They're both known for their advancements in computer graphic technology. And despite recent attempts to bring everything back and capitalize on nostalgia, neither franchise has done anything original since the mid-2000s. Ooh! Pew pew, shots fired. Don't at me. No. Please at me. I'm desperate for attention. But anyway, those are my ideas. I do think they're pretty great. However, I've got plenty more, so if you want to know them, comment below and let me know. Alright guys, have a wonderful day. Please stay safe, please stay inside, and I will see you later.